Hey, yeah, shout out to Gina. Always holding it down.
He's the real MVP.
Gina, the check's in the mail. You already know. Oh, that's right. I thank you, past me. Don't you love it when past you does something smart? Like past me apparently cleaned out the Dynavap after the last sesh.
Nice.
Yeah, shout outs to past you, bro.
Bro,
Old
somebody was looking
Sean.
out.
I guess like theoretically, younger Sean, pure G.
Yeah, technically speaking, you're absolutely
Because you are
right.
officially now older than whenever you did that. So younger Sean killed it.
Absolutely.
The
You're
crazy
you're
thing is,
100%
bro,
right.
today you're the oldest you've ever been.
Yeah, dude.
And
Yeah, dude.
tomorrow you'll be even older, bro. That's crazy.
Dude, the construct of time is crazy. It makes me think of a story. So before we get into that story, why don't we let the intro roll and we can get into this podcast? What do you guys say?
Yep. Down.
Do it.
Into it.
All right, and podcast time.
Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Shedtime. What is Shedtime, you ask? Well, it's code for the consumption of cannabis, but it's much more than that. Shedtime's a state of mind. It's art, it's music, it's cryptocurrency, technology, it's food, it's vaping. It can be whatever you want it to be, as long as you're not letting the bastards get you down, not being a dick, and making it fun. When you're in the shed, it's whatever your mind allows you to create. So now let's get to the Shedtime podcast.
And welcome back, everybody. Man, I love that intro. Anyway, so as I was saying there in the intro, it reminds me of a conversation I was having earlier this week. This whole construct of like time being weird, because we were talking about the whole fact that like, who decided when the calendar just starts? You know, like we've just gone through New Year's Eve and the New Year's celebration, and it was a weird question that like kind of came up like there are so many different calendars, you know, throughout history, and you've even got, you know, different cultures like the Chinese New Year happens in February. So like, who actually decided when the year starts?
I'm pretty sure that there's probably some proof. I have no idea. That's like something that like
Yeah.
I'm not versed enough in that kind of environment or like that kind of knowledge, but I do know that you're right. Yeah, like there's like I think that there's even probably other ones too. I don't think that it's
Well,
just like the
dude,
Chinese New Year and then like the rest of the world New
you're
Year.
gonna
I feel like there's multiple other New Years.
you're
So
gonna kind
who
of
knows?
start me on a tangent here, Sean.
Let's go.
But due to new research that is being done, um, they're actually finding out that humans have been around a lot longer than we think they have.
I believe this. I
Um,
believe this entirely.
due to new like lidar technologies and things like this, they're actually discovering civilizations or like literally like grids of cities like in the Amazon rainforest that have obviously been taken over by the rainforest through time. But at one point, they were like fucking full on like somewhat advanced civilizations 200,000 years or so. I don't remember exactly what the date is. I'm not going to say numbers just because.
Right.
Previous to what they thought.
Yes, but just previously to what they thought, and it's due to like what they are calling the younger Dryas impact theory, I believe is what it's called. If I got that right first try, bros, I am fucking proud of myself because let me tell you guys, it is kind of not like first thing in the morning, but I literally just woke up, took a dab, and that was straight off the dome. So that was right. But
Bro,
anyways, there's this
if you're
point in
firing
time where
like
the
that, let's
Earth goes
go.
goes through this fucking like meteor belt. And at this point in time, this is around when the like ice age or whatever could have been sort of thing. Check it out. There's like this there's this a whole fucking show I think on it called like Ancient Apocalypse or something like that.
I'm
I
into
believe
it.
that's what it's called. If Google it,
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm into
I
this.
learned about this listening to the guy that actually did it. He was on Joe Rogan. I do indulge in some Rogan from time to time because I'm interested in his guests most of the time. And it was one of those things, bro. Crazy.
Well, I mean,
So it's
it
like,
makes
who knows?
sense.
Maybe they decided at one point, and we just have lost it over time because
Well, they
Yeah.
probably went by a different calendar entirely.
yeah,
They
that's what I'm saying,
they probably
dude.
didn't even have that. There's probably because that's the thing, right? Like if you think about even just like people that were here in North America previous to like any of us coming here, right? Any of our ancestors coming here. Like they would have had like their seasons and they would have like went places, it's like you in the movies, which I'm not saying that that means any of it's true, but I'm sure that there's some level of truth that like, they'd travel to different areas for the winter and then they'd travel to different areas for the spring or summer. And they do all this stuff, like not necessarily like nomadic people, because like to me, nomadic people are always moving. These people would have like a winter base and then like a summer base or something like that. And they would probably do that all along the lines of something. And like that would get broken down, not into months or days, but it would get broken down into something different.
Well, yeah, like, I think that
I don't know
explains.
them.
I think that totally just that whole idea explains like the Mayan calendar, right? And the fact that like their calendar was that giant circle with all these multiple different measurements going on. And a lot of it was tied to things like that, like when you could plant, when you could harvest, things like that. So like it entirely stands to reason that that could entirely be a thing. Like as far
Yeah.
as lost
Why not,
civilizations
right?
go, like every day they're finding new evidence of lost civilizations, just like James is saying, with the kind of technology that we have now. I was
I'm just
just
waiting for
watching,
them to find Atlantis, bro.
dude. I've watched. I'm glad you bring up Atlantis because I'm always interested in it. Every time, like I'm just fucking around on YouTube or whatever, and like something comes up about,
It's
theories
got to
of
be there.
Atlantis or shit like that. Like
It's there somewhere.
the thing that intrigues me most is that you have this interesting description, right? Oh, excuse me. And it's talking about these harbors and these rings that surround it. And there are places in this world that kind of match that description. And so, like, again, it stands to reason that at some point we may prove it to be true. And I think that's friggin' incredible because the stories of what the Atlantean people could do. I mean, I was just watching a thing today, not directly related to Atlantis, but about the Egyptians and the capstones on the pyramids. And this whole idea that the Great Pyramids weren't actually burial sites, but that they were some sort of power station, basically. That the capstone, which was cased in gold, would basically attract electromagnetic energy from lightning in the atmosphere and help to channel it into the Great Pyramids. And
Oh, dude, why not?
that's
Why, like
totally
honestly though, why not?
right. Well, that's the thing, right? Like when you think about it, like from this perspective, if they had a level of technology that's now lost, they understood this. That can explain the ability to cut such large pieces of stone to build such monolithic buildings, because you actually do have some sort of technology allowing you to do things like cut monstrous pieces of limestone and granite and move them into place. Like it could totally change our whole perspective on human civilization. And I know I'm a bit of an ancient alien believer. I totally want to believe that alien intervention is how humankind is what it is.
Oh, you're not gonna
Ooh.
be able to tell, dude. This like weed right now looks like purple, basically.
Oh, dude, it
Like
looks
broken up, it's just
yeah,
purple.
it looks perked
Fucking
out, bro,
crazy,
for
dude.
sure.
Yeah, it's dark as shit in your grinder.
Yeah,
We
I got a
can
couple
we can
strains that
tell.
are
Yeah,
like that right
yeah.
now. You know what? I'll just break the nug out because you can just tell by looking at the nug. I still got some of this G14. And as you can tell, I've been picking off a very large nugget. And if you just look very closely, you could see like the perp. And then as soon as you fucking like break it open and grind it, it turns just all that like dark fucking, you know what I mean? And it's very nice.
But yeah,
That black
like all
cherry
the
does the
fucking
same thing too.
pyramids and shit, dude. Like that stuff's all wild as hell. Like I don't know that much about like ancient like Egyptian history or anything like that. Like I honestly couldn't even tell you. I know that like pyramids are from like thousands of years BC. Like I know that. But I don't really know like anything beyond that. Um, but just like some of the things and like the feats of engineering that they pulled off at that time, it does make you think like, why are we here right now? Like we should be way beyond where we're at. If like that kind of like those kinds of minds were around back then, and like those kinds of like creations and technologies and stuff like that were around like 4,000 plus years ago, like how are we only here? Like for real. Like
It's
how
a
come
great
now like
question.
there's still all this like stupid bullshit that like people can't figure out. But they could literally do that stuff like how would they do that today? Like do you think that like people could actually like recreate what was done in some of those things today without any fucking modern tools?
So some people have tried. A great example is I remember watching some videos of people who tried to use actual ancient theorized technologies and techniques to do things like build their own version of a Stonehenge and things like that. And though very difficult, it was possible. So things like using uh round logs and stuff as rollers to roll these large stones, totally possible. It was easily done, and it didn't take hundreds and hundreds of people. It only took like 5 or 6 guys to push these large blocks. All right, cool. Now as far as standing them up on their end, the theory is that they would push them up an embankment with a really steep decline, so that way it would tip into position first, and then they would pull it with rope to straighten it out and level it. And then they would use a very similar technique, bringing these up on the rollers and everything up steep embankments to do top cap pieces. So it's possible. It is possible. People have even done it like building their own miniature pyramids and using all the same kind of stone cutting techniques, moving techniques, things like that. And it is possible. But I'll tell you what, you could tell it sucked. It was no easy feat.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm sure that it sucked. There was like no labor laws then either, so
Right. And
like
that's the thing. Like when you think about the fact that a lot of that stuff was slave labor,
mhm.
so it was like, well, fuck you. You're a prisoner of the kingdom, so to speak, right? So like, yeah, they didn't give a shit about anything there. No, fucking just whip you to death and then put the next guy in your place.
But yeah, so
So
like even just getting back to like the time and stuff, like I I don't even know because like I'm not like really like I know some things about history, but like I know things more about like 19th century history is like as far as it goes back for me. You know what I mean?
right.
Like 19th and 20th centuries are like the ones that I know the most about because that's what I learned, right? And like also like 19th century is like when the country that I'm from became the country that it is, right? So for me, like that's like where most of the stuff that I've learned is. So like I don't know about time and all that stuff, but like do they even have like any estimations of like time on like how long it took to build some of those things, like some of those tombs or pyramids and everything else? And like, is there like any frame of reference? Like,
So there are
do you guys have any
estimates.
idea?
I
I'm
have
literally
no
gonna
clue.
I'm looking it up right now because there are estimates. How
Because
long
like,
did it
dude, even
take?
the Sphinx, like, how old is that? Like, that's old as shit too, right?
The Sphinx is believed to be older than the pyramids even.
Yeah, and uh I guess it's I read a theory somewhere that the head that's on it now isn't the original head.
Yeah, I've read that as well. And so according to Google, the first result here from historymuseum.ca, the Greek historian Herodotus was told that it took 100,000 men 20 years to build the Great Pyramid at Giza. Scholars today, however, think it may have been built by only 20,000 men over 20 years.
Huh.
So that's interesting to kind of just put, like, again, time into perspective a little bit. But like with the whole idea of history, we discover new things that change history all the time. So like there have been recorded evidence of footprints of, say, dinosaurs in humans, or at least some bipedal ancestor of humans, but something of a footprint that looks like a man's footprint or a human being's footprint next to what is clearly the footprint of a dinosaur, which at least says that whenever that earth that inevitably became stone millions and millions of years later was in its malleable stage, a human being and a dinosaur had to have walked across the same path.
Hmm.
So that starts to really switch your perspective too, right? Because now you think to yourself, all right, so there was some sort of modern man of some kind, some ancestor of human being walking along paths, hunting, doing whatever, at a time that dinosaurs were alive. They may have been fighting dinosaurs, hunting dinosaurs. Crazy. Thank God I'm not alive in that time.
I mean,
Right.
this would be like a time for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Like, I'd be curious, you know?
Yeah, somebody get me a time traveling box of some kind.
Telephone booth.
A
That's what
telephone
it was,
booth.
right? It was a
Yeah,
telephone
Yeah.
booth, right?
theirs was a telephone booth, but then my brain goes, here's my wife. Get a TARDIS, get a TARDIS, which is, the blue police box from merry old England. And then of course my brain, being a Simpsons nerd, goes to, no, you just need a time toaster.
A time toaster? I
Yeah,
actually don't know that.
there is a short in one of the Treehouse of Horrors where Homer breaks the toaster, and so when he goes to fix it, he accidentally invents a time machine. And whenever he hits the button on the toaster to check the toaster, it actually sends him back to prehistoric times where he's with the dinosaurs. And all he can remember is his dad telling him, if you ever travel through time, don't touch anything because even the slightest change could drastically alter the future. And, naturally, because he's an idiot, he makes a bunch of mistakes and continuously keeps altering the future and having to try to fix it. But yeah,
Well, that is like a very Homer sounding thing.
yeah, like it's a great bit, fantastic bit, one of my favorites, but like a time toaster. Yeah. But I definitely don't want to ever go back to that time period. Fuck that. Hell no.
No, you know what, though? Like just like the idea of like Bill and Ted, um, like just how they like flash back and forth, like more so than like Back to the Future, right? Uh like it seems like it'd be so interesting just to visually see it. Like not even to interact with anyone, just to like visually see things. It would
Just
be
to be
like
the
fucking
fly on the
crazy.
wall.
Yeah.
Like
It'd be fucking wild.
that's how I would want to experience time travel. Like I'm gonna stick out like a goddamn sore thumb if I go back to like Victorian era, Europe or something.
Oh, for sure. Any of us would.
But if I can just be the fly on the wall and just observe life in the Victorian era, that'd be dope. See, like that's a situation where Doctor Who and their idea of time travel is pretty awesome, because with that whole concept of the sci-fi nature, they're able to have this sort of cloaking aspect to them where like people just don't technically question their existence. So that would be kind of convenient too. Like you could just go back to like some Victorian era or medieval times or some shit like that. And though you're dressed as you, because you have sci-fi technology with you, you appear to everyone to be of the era and speaking their language. You have magic documents that make you look 100% official whenever you open them. Like, I'd be down. I kind of want to go drink at a pub in, the medieval times.
I don't know if I would, man. Honestly, like I think that like because like dude, I feel like there'd just be like commonplace things that to me would be like atrocities. So like I think that I would struggle mentally, like with doing it. Like going to like that kind of environment, like I'd probably be like, this is too much for me. This is like
All right, well, why don't
I
we
feel
soften it a
horrible.
little then? Like, I same idea, going to a pub, but now prohibition era. 1930s or whatever.
No, I guess I
Drinking
could
in a
probably do that.
speakeasy.
I think it'd be cool to like go back in time and like I don't even care. Like I mean I have done it a lot in my life, but like I don't really care that much about it. But I think that it'd be kind of cool to go back in time to like when the Scottish people were like inventing golf and just like rolling around hitting rocks into fucking holes with like fucking shepherd's crooks or whatever the hell they were doing.
Imagine
Like
doing that
that'd be
with your
cool.
with a modern day understanding of the game.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Like I wonder if you could do good. If you'd just be like the Tiger Woods of like the beginning of golf.
Just roll up and fucking crack one 100 yards down, and they're like, "Oi, mate!"
Dude, they'd be like taking me to the bar, I guess. Then I'd have to live that life
Like, dude,
that I didn't really want to fucking go to.
like that shit would be kind of cool. Like, I would totally dig to be able to do that. You know, just or even just like other cool shit. How about being in Jamaica when Bob Marley is just coming up and he's just, playing little random gigs around the island. Just being able to like be there, eating some jerk chicken, watching this young Bob Marley come up, like, or Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, like any of those great, like iconic musicians that were gone too soon. Like, being able to catch them in that era. Even your favorite bands that are alive today. I could totally, travel back just 15 years and see some of my favorite bands from today when they were
Oh, dude,
just
I'd
coming
want to
up.
go back in time to like the best show that Sublime ever played.
Right?
Oh, hands down, bro.
Right.
Like that'd be fire.
Yes.
Because
Agreed.
like realistically, that probably
I'm with
happened when I
that.
was like 10, 11 years old.
Yeah, dude.
That would have been like,
0, maybe.
yeah.
Right?
0 to 2. Because
Go
he
back
died
to
when
like
you were
the
4,
early
right?
90s
Yeah.
when fucking, Snoop Dogg and Death Row and that whole era, like see one of those shows.
Oh yeah, man, it'd be fucking crazy. Even just like going back, like I guess we're just gonna keep on going down the going back in time vibe. But like, dude, even going back into like any kind of era musically that we kind of know about would be fucking crazy. Like imagine going back and seeing like when Ozzy Osbourne came out and just like all the fucking craziness that would have went with like
Back
Alice
to the
Cooper.
Motown era.
Yeah, dude,
Oh
exactly.
yeah.
Even like into like the 30s, and like go to some of the swing shit and all that stuff. Like that'd
Yeah,
be
dude.
Big band.
crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yes.
Like
Actually
the
see the
real
Kingston
vibe, not like
trio.
a redo, like
Oh
where people
man.
dress up and go do that shit. Like I mean like the real thing, like when it was happening and being created, that'd be fucking crazy.
Actually being able to be on the tarmac when the Beatles landed, that famous moment, I think that'd be pretty cool. I'm not a huge Beatles fan, but to be able to just experience something that is so iconic to like history of music, because obviously it's established. I loves me some music. We all
Yeah,
do on
dude,
this
I'm
show.
the same with you.
You know,
I think the Beatles are fun. Like
like
I appreciate everything they did. They're massive as fuck. Like definitely shaped a lot of stuff, but like I'm in the same boat as you.
yeah, like
Like
I
I'm
don't
not
necessarily
ever
want to put
searching
on the
for it.
Beatles all the time, but like I still really appreciate them enough to want to experience their history. It's the same with like Hendrix. I'm not a big Hendrix fan by any stretch of the imagination, but if time travel exists, you bet your ass I want to go back to the Woodstock, the famous Woodstock. You know what I mean? And like watch him tripping balls, ripping a fucking 25-minute American national anthem. Like, yes, I want to do that.
I'm just like my brain's going all over, boys. Like when I'm trying to think about like other cool
Right?
shit that I could roll back to.
And like my brain's still
Like, I don't
stuck
ever
just in
think
this
about the
music.
future.
Like,
honestly, I almost never think
Dude,
about it. I'm
going
not
back
like,
to the
yo,
Titanic and
imagine.
telling Jack that, damn it, you could have fit on that fucking door.
yep, yep. James Cameron proved it.
I think that I would have just like went back and like told them that they're gonna hit an iceberg. They should chill. It was actually not unsinkable.
Yeah.
It will fucking sink, boys. Like, sorry, engineers,
Oh.
you guys sucked.
Okay, so here we go. You just had to bring me here. You brought up the Titanic. There's a fantastic conspiracy about the Titanic that I've heard
I'm
come up a
listening.
couple times,
I'm
and
listening.
this one is super fucking plausible. So it's extra interesting. So there is a theory that the Titanic didn't actually sink. That
really?
the Titanic that sank is actually its sister ship that had its name repainted Titanic and was destroyed for the insurance money. It was already an old ship and it already had a ton of problems. So they just did a quick cosmetic cover up to make it look like it was a brand new ship, changed its name to Titanic, and the real new ship was actually named the old ship, which was what, the Lusitania, I think. I can't remember 100% there. But then it was literally sent with the intent to be destroyed for the insurance money.
With people on it?
Yes, because you have to make it believable. If you lose several 100,000 lives, you're sure to get the insurance money now. What's interesting, too, is that some of the financial backers, people like JP Morgan and things like that, were supposed to be on the ship and actually pulled out last minute as if they knew that there was going to be a disaster. Which begs to ask the question, is it possible?
Planned?
Right.
Like, was it planned because of stuff like that?
Is it possible that their brand new ship was sank for the
So
insurance money?
I see what you're saying is they were building a brand new ship and they were going to call it the Titanic. But instead of setting that one a sail, they kept that one undercover and fucking sent this old beat up ship named whatever you said it was. And then once the Titanic sank, then they came out with this brand new ship and they're like, oh, well, hey, we got this other one and it's brand new. And it's not like the other one that just fucking sank. It
Exactly. Exactly what the theory is saying.
Oh my
yeah, but
God.
like, wasn't there like kind of like stories about like how amazing it was? You think
Dude,
that
that's
was like
stoned
all...
history for you guys right there.
Well,
like,
so
do you
that's the
think that
thing.
all that shit's fake. Like that.
So that's the thing,
That's
is
all
that
window dressing.
they
like,
were
the bigger
both
scam?
they were both identical ships. They had the exact same design. They just had two different names. So literally, it's all you had to do is switch the registers in the ships, and nobody technically knows the difference. As long as the outside of the ship says fucking Titanic, nobody knows the difference between this one and its sister ship, because they're otherwise identical. The only thing you would notice is the wear and tear from the other one having already been in service for several years. So what do? You just quickly clean all that up. You polish the surface up again, and then you just send it to its fucking inevitable doom.
While killing thousands of people. I guess like really, I mean, there's probably been plenty of times that like that many people were killed for no reason.
Well, bro,
like, just for like,
let's just look at Genghis Khan, bro. All right. He damn near fucking demolished fucking, what was it? 10% of the whole population or some shit, or even it might even be more than that. Google it, Jamie. Oh wait, we're not on Rogan. Sorry. we need to get like a Jamie or somebody be like, hey man, Google that shit. Well, I guess there's three of us that all have computers.
I was gonna say
do it,
that's usually the producer they're talking to, but I'm also the producer.
Dude, honestly, I'm mostly on top of Googling stuff too half the time, but I've got a bag and a cup of coffee in my hand. So
listen, I understand priorities. I'm trying to load this Dynavap, so that's the name of this show, Shedtime Podcast.
I'll Google it right now, bro. So what was the question again?
You're
I already forgot,
Genghis
bro.
Khan. How much did he wipe out?
All right.
Because that's the thing, like that's the fun of conspiracy theory, that we're basically assuming that all super powerful rich people are evil dickheads and don't give a fuck about common people. So under that pretense, it's 100% believable that you'd send hundreds of thousands of people to their death just to get an insurance claim. Fuck them. It's not your family. You made sure they weren't on the boat. Yeah. I love a good conspiracy theory. And that one,
Yeah, I'm
that
not
one
even
rips.
against them. I'm like
Like,
legit not against them.
that
I
one
just like
rips.
never really give that much time to them because
Well, the crazy thing
It's
is,
weird.
1 in 200 men are direct descendants of Genghis Khan. That's
That's an interesting
that's
fact.
a crazy thing. That's
Genghis
not.
fucked around a lot.
well, I think that like being a really horrible person kind of like led to that.
Well, I
You
mean,
know what I
listen,
mean?
it's all about whose side of the fucking tale you're listening to, huh? Somebody out there paints a
Well,
story of Genghis Khan as the hero.
yeah, somebody. But I have a feeling that like that person is only
I mean, like, look,
because they're up in life, you know?
history is a tale told by the winner. Yeah, I mean, let's face it.
Oh
Again,
no, I appreciate that, but I think it's just like the sheer facts, right? Like there's like I
I'm
don't
not
know how
arguing that he was a
proof it
terrible
is, but like
person. I'm
One
just
like
saying.
estimates
raped women
it says
everywhere,
right
got
here,
like
dude. One
pregnant
estimates
people
is
everywhere.
11% of the world's population were killed.
11% of the world population was killed by Genghis Khan.
Dude, like right now, that would be
Wow.
what? 600 million people. More than that, right? How many
It says around 37.75 to 60 million people.
yeah, in what era though? Like
Wow.
when was that dude
13th
alive?
century.
So in the 1400s, that motherfucker killed 10 to 11% of the world's population.
Yeah.
Gonna say that like
Oh, right here
it's
it
gonna be
says
hard pressed to find
deaths
somebody who's like what a
anywhere
great
from
guy.
20 to 57 million.
At that time or today? Sorry, I missed the first part.
It would have been at that time. I don't think people are still dying from Genghis Khan
Oh,
now.
sorry, no. I thought you meant like in today's numbers, like that's what it would translate to. No, okay.
No, it just says the death toll was 20 to 57. Either way, dude, that's still
Well, yeah, there's 7 billion people in the world right now. So like 1% of 7 billion is a lot.
Yeah, Genghis Khan's army was ruthless.
let's see.
Is that 70 million people or is it 700 million people? 1%. Must be
Dude, he
70.
killed like millions of people and everywhere he stopped, bro. He
And
said
dude,
the
he was
total
in fucking
population
Bill
of
and Ted,
Persia
bro.
may have dropped from 2,500,000 to 250,000. So from 22 2.5
million to
million
25.
to 25,000, bro. Or 2,500,000. Or fuck, I'm not reading that. 250,000. Shit. Jesus Christ.
Either way, dude, that's fucking insane. Even
So-
just losing 250,000 from that number would be insane.
So
Let alone
I
the
just wanted to
flip.
get some more of these figures for us.
Don't want
So
to go back in that time. That's the time I don't want to go back to.
The current world population is 7.9 billion people.
What's 1% of that?
Well, so
Like 79?
so let's see.
Million?
10% of that is
No. Oh, yeah, 10%.
79 million.
10% is
7.9 million, I should say. So yeah, that's 10%. 7.9 million of 7.
no 79 million.
Yes, sorry.
1/10 of 7.9 billion should be actually it should be 790 million.
Yes, because we're only moving one decimal point.
Yeah.
Yeah. How crazy is that? That puts Genghis Khan's path of destruction in today's numbers.
Yeah, like that's absolutely insane to even think about.
790 million people. That's insane. Insane. Yeah, by today's numbers, and that's just 10%.
Dude, that's
of the
probably
world
like
population.
everybody in like every single person that lives in South and North America.
I would say it says the
Gone.
U.S. population, I think, was 12 million
At that time.
No, I mean currently. I'm
No,
sorry,
no, no.
334 million
Million.
people in the U.S. population right now.
And there's like 39 million or 40 million in Canada, probably like 38 to 40 million in Canada. And then there's Mexico, which who knows what they got. But
So yeah,
I don't think that North America even has that close to that.
So here's another perspective then, all right? China has 1.4 billion. So India is 1.3 billion, United States 332 million, Indonesia is number 4 at 277 million, Pakistan at 222.
Then Brazil? Or is
Nope.
it stop there?
Then it's Nigeria, Brazil, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. So yeah.
Damn, dude.
That's wild. That's wild. Holy crap. I love the amount of data that's on this website. Because
Dude, the internet's fucking great. I fucking love the internet.
Because like this one right here, most populous. So like the most populous states, obviously California number 1 at 39 million people in the state of California.
Too many.
Followed by Texas at 30 million, and then Florida at 22 million. That's eye-opening. Florida has more people than New York because New York's next in line at 19 million. Then it's Pennsylvania.
Dude, that's
at 12.
crazy for how small New York is in comparison to like Texas and California.
Well, New York State's actually pretty big. But most of that is from New York City, I'm sure.
So now here, because we just kind of ran through the top 5.
But I'm just saying in comparison to those two states between Texas and California, because they're like two of the biggest states.
Well,
You know what I mean?
that's where this next set of numbers makes it very eye-opening, because now there's also the population per square mile for
Yeah,
those places,
no, that's
right?
where it gets nutty, right?
Yeah, California, it's 250 people per square mile, whereas Texas is 114 per square. Florida is 414 people per square mile, which
What's
actually
New York?
surprises me. New York, 417.
See, so it's like double per square mile what it would be in California because of the space.
And then Pennsylvania, it's 289 people per square mile.
I was watching this thing the other day, and I never realized it, probably because I've never been out to like anywhere like New York or like anywhere in like a big city like that. And I see these people like doing like these apartment tours or whatever, like just like scrolling through TikTok or whatever, and like some of the spaces people live in are so they're smaller than this room I'm in, bro, and that's their entire apartment, and they're paying like crazy amounts to live in it, and I'm just like, well, that's fucking crazy, dude.
It's insane, dude. Like in they talk about like in Lower Manhattan, like you can't even get a 1-bedroom apartment for less than $2,000.
Well, dude, most of them are just like studios, and it's just literally you open door and it's just a room where you might have like a little kitchenette, a window, maybe a bathroom. You know what I mean? It's it's nuts.
Yeah, there's like a closet where there's a toilet and a stand-up shower, right?
Yeah, and that's it, dude. You don't even really have a closet or anything, and it's just literally like you walk into like what would be like a bathroom sized area, but like that's your apartment.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Cozy up.
Boston's not much better. Like in
oh yeah, I could imagine like in any like major city that's like,
I'm sure LA is awful.
Honestly, like the prices out there are insane, but I'm sure you're getting a little bit more. I wouldn't know. I honestly, I can't say.
I feel like the only people who can afford to live in the big city in California are the people who genuinely like need to be in the big city at all times.
Yeah, I can't. There's no way, dude.
Yeah, like what their careers make them have to be there, or just like
I that's what I
they
mean.
feel that they have to be living there. Like,
I feel like those people must
One of the
like
two.
have the careers where they just need to be there at all times. Like it is that much more convenient for them to never have to leave the city than to always have to come back
And
in.
I feel like the people that live there want to live there. You know, I don't. Not really.
Yeah,
You know,
because that's the
I'm
thing.
sure there's
Like,
some people that hate it for sure, but yeah, like it sucks. Like I've never lived in a fucking city like New York City. Like I lived in Toronto for like a decade, and yeah,
I
man, when you're
understand
like living in a
Toronto's.
city where there's just like millions and millions of fucking people, and it's just fucking always just like shit's rolling and whatever. I mean, there's certain elements that's cool. You know, it's cool like when you can be walking home from a bar at like 4 in the morning and walk into a fucking 24-hour diner. Like you don't get that in like the country. You know what I mean? You don't even get that in like smaller
yeah,
cities.
you
Like,
ain't getting that where I'm at, really. Well, maybe
yeah,
if
but
I
like when
didn't
you're there,
miss.
you do. So it's dope. But just like all the other stuff is like so crazy. So I can only imagine what New York City would be like, but like even scratch like New York City. Imagine like fucking developing world and like just like third world countries, dude, and like their massive fucking cities. Like, ooh, man, I don't know.
Well, like
That'd be fucking
you,
crazy.
you think about like giant cities and stuff, and then like it makes me think of like the places in Dubai because like they've done some crazy stuff out there in the middle of the desert in Dubai where like they've made giant floating cities, island cities that are completely man-made, and they look like palm trees when you see them from above, like the way that the islands are shaped. It's wild. So like yeah, when you get out into some of those like those areas of the world, some of their cities are insanely densely packed.
Yeah, dude. Well, think about it, like in like Tokyo and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, I
I'm
actually
sure that
read
those things you
something the
see in
other day,
movies are
bro.
real. Like, and like the stuff that you see on the internet are real. Like the pods where you like rent a fucking pod and you just sleep in it. It's like
Dude,
what?
I literally saw something the other day on the whole Tokyo topic, Chris, where they're actually like trying to start paying people to move out of the city because it's just so densely populated and like you get more money per child that you have as well. So it's like they're like giving incentives for people to move out of the city because how densely populated it is.
I mean, yeah, I think everybody's seen the videos of there's like crossings out there where like
Dude, they take
when
up the entire fucking street, bro, and the
yeah,
whole square.
dude.
Dude, it's nutty,
It's
dude.
insane. There's
Did you?
easily
I
500 or 600 people
honestly,
in like 15 seconds.
I look at it, Sean, and it makes me so fucking anxious, dude. Like, I don't know
Yeah,
if I'd be
dude.
able to do it. I don't know if I'd be able to do it, bro. I'm like, where do I go? Oh, wait. I wouldn't know which way I was going just because people are going so many different directions and somehow not running into each other.
I see that shit and I'm like, there's only two states of mind for that. I'm too high for this and I'm not high enough for this. Like, I can't do it. That's too much. I can't live in that kind of a city. I don't even know if I could be a tourist in that kind of city. That might still be too overwhelming.
You know what? I could probably be a tourist, but like I don't know if it would be extended. I don't know if I would be like, oh yeah, I'll go there for like a week. I might like go there for like a night and like dip the next day and go somewhere like more chill, like
Yeah.
not crazy.
Yeah.
But I could probably do it for a night, I guess. Like,
Like I would love to see Japan, but I definitely don't think I want to do the big city thing as much as I want to do like some of the like quieter, more natural parts of Japan.
yeah, dude, they must have some like just banging coastal lines, man. They're a fucking island.
Well, not
Like it
just that,
probably
but
it's
like
probably so different.
some of the most like gorgeous waterfalls
Well, not
are
only
there.
that, dude, but like I want to go to like the more like historical, like whenever like I end up being able to afford to travel and like go to see places, I want to go to like the more like historical parts of like like of course like I might stop at some like the touristy spots just because if you're there, might as well. As they say, when in Rome. See what I did there?
Yeah,
Uh, but yeah, I would want like if I were in like Japan, I would like want to go see like more like the more rural Japan, like some of like the old like architecture and that sort of thing, and like see like some of the country and that like small, you know, village like sort of things, or like if I were to go to like like I said, like Rome, for instance, like I would still want to go see like the Colosseum and like those sorts of things, even though it's still obviously a little bit built up and stuff, but it's built up around all these ancient, buildings and architecture and that sort of shit. And that's what I'm into, like the more historical side.
Dude, if I'm ever in Rome, not only do I want to do that, but I totally want to actually experience food. Like that part of the world, we have like a lot of the American bastardized versions of things. I'd love to see traditional foods out there. You know, Greece, same thing. I've had, the Greek pizza here, but like let me try real Greek food in Greece. Let me see the nuance, how it's done. I want to see those things. I want that culture. I want to know like not where are the tourists going? I want to know where the locals are going.
Yeah, hitting it with the local spots. Where's the best spot to get some pasta or like
Exactly.
some whatever.
Whatever the big cultural food is, where are
Sometimes
the
I wonder
locals?
though, like if I ever had like the official, and like when I mean like official, I mean like where it was like from and like traditionally speaking, if I would like some of the things that I like, because like maybe I'm just eating just North Americanized everything. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like I've ate like some homemade things like from people like parents who are from somewhere different, but it also makes you wonder like how much different that is from when it was first kind of a part of a culture or something like
Yeah,
that. You
like
know
when
what I
it's
mean?
not part of the old world.
Yeah.
I agree, because like that's the thing. Like I have pasta recipes and things like that from my grandmother that were handed down. They're the old Italian family recipes, but they're American Italian, right? So
But even like the ingredients you get, right? Like if
exactly.
even if you had someone that just moved here from like Italy or just moved here from Greece, and they're gonna make you like chicken and rice from Greece or whatever, and like a nice plate of like pasta or whatever from like someone from Italy, like unless you're using everything, it's like I remember oh man, now I forgot his last name, but Scott. What was Scott's name? Last name? The guy he was like in the vape game.
Oh,
Scott
Scotty Zegans.
Zegans. He was talking about like how he orders bagels from New York because like the way
The
that they
water
like
and
created
everything.
and it was the
Yeah.
water that went in and it was a difference. So it makes me wonder if like, the water and like just even the way that the tomatoes are grown or whatever, any of that stuff is going to drastically change it.
You're 100% right, because I mean the growing
Well, think about
conditions
that
affect
and
all
like
other
the
plants.
oils and like the produce that they're probably using, as
Yeah,
well
Yeah.
as
like
like
everything
the
will be a little bit different unless you're getting it all from them. Like if you order like flour from Italy and like water so you can make pasta with it, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless you're doing that,
Please
that's gonna
send
be
me
fucking tough.
300 liters of your finest tap water
yeah.
Yeah.
so that I may boil my
I want a
pasta.
100-pound sack of your finest flour.
Like, yo, that'd be
8 bushels
insane.
of tomatoes grown in like my cousin's like valley, or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
It's
like
been
I go see Leo. He's got the finest tomatoes in all of Roma.
okay. Totally off topic, but it just weirded me out, so I had to like bring it up. I took a sip of my coffee right now, which has got a little bit of, some French vanilla creamer, and took a nice big rip of my vape, which is mango. I know. Why would I do that? That's a weird pairing. But when I exhaled right now, that shit tasted like caramel.
They got like a mango and cream thing.
No, it just straight caramel, bro. That's what it tasted. I didn't get any mango at all. It was just caramel. It was so weird.
All right, so The scientific method says you got to do it again and try to replicate the result.
I don't know if I want to, bro, because it wasn't that great.
Ugh.
This coffee is delicious, though.
I will catch a lot of hate for what I'm about to say. But as a person who uses K cups because it's quick and convenient in the morning,
Oh, this is K-cup coffee, bro.
I am not mad at the Walmart flavored K cups.
I don't. This
Walmart
is like
flavor. What does that mean?
So
Like Walmart brand?
yeah, like Walmart
It's like
brand,
great
fucking
value.
great value. They've got a couple of flavored pods that are actually pretty
this
damn
is like
good.
some
That's not
French
surprising, actually.
roast, something I don't know, but it's good. It's not bad.
Like,
I'm not a big coffee snob. I'll if it's as long as it's not gonna like I don't know.
it sounds funny coming from a man out of Massachusetts, but as long as it ain't Dunkin's, I'm pretty happy with it. Or Cumbies. I don't like Cumbies coffee either. That shit's terrible also. But that has more to do with the way they make it. I just don't like the taste of Dunkin's coffee. It's just not for me. But yeah, like this great value. They've got a cinnamon vanilla coffee that I'm literally hooked on. It's just perfect.
Great value.
Yeah, dude. It's a shock, right? But like
No. Like listen, I have like a Keurig machine, but I have like the refillable pods, right? So like I buy I actually buy McDonald's coffee, but it's different than the McDonald's
Yeah,
coffee you
it's the
guys have.
Canadian version.
Yeah, and so like I buy like a tin of McDonald's coffee and I rock that. And I just do like the refillable pods. I buy like the filters off Amazon. You get like 500 for like $15, something like that. And but I still do sometimes if I like there's like a sale on like some Keurig cups, like I'll grab them because it is quicker, even though it only takes like an extra 30 seconds to fill up the filter. Like sometimes you're just like, yo, I just gotta fucking slap it in, hit the go, pour milk on my cereal, and I want to be fucking by the time I put the milk back, like my coffee's done, kind of shit. And I would try this cinnamon shit. I hate fucking Walmart though. Like I hate Walmart with a passion, but I will try it once.
yeah, like I don't disagree.
I'm
I
not the
can't
biggest fan of
stand
Walmart
being at
really either.
Walmart. I don't really like spending money with Walmart, but if I'm gonna choose my evils, I choose Walmart
Here's the thing.
over Amazon.
The only time I go to
I'm way more
Walmart
Amazon.
is if I need to get multiple kinds of things and I don't want to spend a whole bunch, and the only place around is Walmart. Otherwise, sometimes I'll just rather go to Target, bro. Or I'll go to dude, a lot. You know what? I go a lot, to be honest. I do a lot of shopping at Walgreens, bro.
Dude, fucking Walgreens is dope. Walgreens is underrated for a drugstore.
Because they actually carry quite a bit of things. You know what I mean? Because most of the time I'm just running in for maybe a, some sort of beverages, or I need to grab some Q-tips, to clean out the old rig, or maybe some ISO or something.
Yeah, like
Go grab both those at Walgreens.
Walgreens is perfect because it's like, yo, I need a box of cereal, a 2 liter of Mountain Dew, some Q-tips, some isopropyl alcohol, and some Tylenol because sometimes I get a headache.
Yeah, and
from
then
some
you take
shitty
the little
weed.
walk down the little fucking candy spot, and then you see the 2 for $3 or whatever on the Twizzlers or whatever, and you're like, yep, let me grab them, and then I'm out.
Oh, and shit, that's right. It's Grandma's birthday tomorrow, and
Oh, they got the gift cards on deck with the fucking actual fucking birthday or greeting card section.
Grab a birthday cards. Bam, 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 bam. Like, yeah, that is where
Dude, you can buy a fucking keyboard and mouse at Walgreens, bro.
That's fire. And if you still develop film, shout out to you.
Oh, you need a fucking SD card for your fucking cell phone or your fucking camera?
They got you. Yep. Yo, some of them even got the freezer section now.
Oh yeah, dude. You need a little fucking ice cream pop or something, dude. They got you on deck.
Like
dude,
I need a quick microwave meal for dinner.
At least the ones out here, a couple of them out here carry a little brewskis.
Yo, brew that.
Dude,
That's next level.
the CVS, dude, they actually carry liquor.
Yeah, that that just blew my goddamn mind.
Yeah, dude. I went there the other day for ISO and a couple things. And yeah, I was walking around and I was like, oh damn, they got a whole fucking liquor section back here. They got bottles on bottles, dude.
I mean, I guess I'm not surprised because I do recall reading an article saying that there was a medical state that CVS was going to start supplying weed at.
I don't
Really?
doubt it, bro.
Why wouldn't they? It makes sense.
They
Well,
about that
right,
life.
from a medical,
They're about wellness, man.
that's it. From a medical perspective, right? Like,
Well, I'm sure they're about money too, no? Like,
uh,
Hey, to be honest, if Walgreens ain't hopping on that, dude,
they should.
yeah,
Because like
anybody
it's
out
in the
there that owns
name,
a huge
son.
fucking thing,
You
like,
go to
like
Walgreens to pick up your greens, bro.
here's the best part about this whole thing. If you have people who are pharmacy techs in that kind of environment, they're able to give you even better advice on weed because it's like, no, because this is going to have certain effects that may actually make your medication feel worse. So that actually is kind of friggin' cool from the medical perspective that like you could literally have a pharmacist right there to help make advice like I would stay away from that indica. Your blood pressure medicine and that indica may not get along. Like that'd be huge. Because I'm no medical professional. I don't know a goddamn thing about people's medicine. So when people come in and they're like, oh, will this affect my diabetes medicine? I'm like, fuck all if I know, but it'll make you forget to take it if you're not careful. Like, that's awesome. So shout outs to pharmacies selling weed. I'm into this. I'm here for it.
I mean, like this is the thing, right? Like a lot of the states, it is medically okay, right? Like there's still obviously some that are not. It's like completely illegal everywhere, but like it's medical in like a number of states, like over 50%. Um, so it does seem weird that like you wouldn't be able to get that there, like through a prescription. Like, dude, you can go in and you can get fucking oxys from a pharmacist. So like why can't you go in and get weed if like you have a legal card and like you have the prescription to get it? Seems kind of weird that they wouldn't even have that. You know what I mean? Like, is it like that whole, you know, X number of decades where it was like so taboo that like they just made it, they're like, no, we're an official business. We just sling fucking oxys to people. Like, that seems fucking weird to me.
It's recreationally legal in 21 states as of right now.
And how many is it legal for medical?
Let's find out.
Yo, recreational for 21 out of
Yeah,
the
dude,
50.
I bet you by
Holy
like
shit.
2025, there's going to be over 30. Because I've heard multiple people talk about it's going to be coming up in their state like the next 1 to 2. So 37 of 50 states.
Yeah, are medical and 21 are rec. Wow. I mean, New York just had its first
So
pot
why
sale.
not CVS?
So, you know,
Walgreens, CVS, like let's go. Even up here, dude, that doesn't even make sense. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know why they didn't
there's
give it to them first.
Texas is still has no recreational, no legalization. Kansas, Nebraska, Wyoming, Idaho, Wisconsin, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, South Carolina, and North Carolina.
I'm just going to start a conspiracy about Idaho. They're so anti-weed, they're just going to let everybody around them be legal and drive everybody but angry potato farmers out. And then they can just turn the whole place into one giant
So that's
potato
1,
farm.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 states that have no recreational, no legal medical either. So that's crazy. So the majority of the country is either medical or recreational.
Yeah, that's insane. We're so close to half being rec. Like that's wild.
Dude, you know what? I honestly like. I gotta tell you guys this. I really hope that like at some point, that America is like legal, So then I could just like bring my weed down and like you guys can try that shit. You know what I mean? Like I could go and be like, yo, this is the shit that I can get. And then I can just roll. And I just gotta like say at the border, it's like, yeah, I got like a half quarter. And they'll be like, what? And I'll be like, I have 3.5 grams. Let's go. And they'll be like, yeah, that's fine. Like you're allowed to cross the border with like X number of grams. Like, think about how dope that would be. I
Dude,
think that'd be fucking awesome.
that's the future
I
we want
want
to
you guys to be
see.
able to try the shit that I get to fucking try.
That's the future we want to see.
I do, man. Hopefully by like 2030, that's possible. It's not like that far away, really. But I mean,
I
a lot's
mean,
happened in the last 7 years. So why the fuck not?
dude, a lot's happened in this last 1 year. So yeah, anything could happen in the next fucking 5, 7 years. Like,
Well,
who
3 states
knows?
this year alone went recreational. Rhode Island,
Yep.
Maryland, and Missouri.
And
Good old Missouri.
With Rhode Island, they went fast, like because they already had places that were medical for so long, they were able to immediately transition to rec. And so
Yeah.
like they already have rec shops open and going. And one of them, fellas, this place is stunning. I I need to go, but like that's a long ride just to go see a pretty dispensary and buy like a couple pre-rolls. You know what I mean? I'm talking like a 45 minute to an hour ride just to go see a
Hey,
pretty store.
dude, that was
Um,
my fucking daily fucking dispensary trip, bro. Mine's still 30 minutes one way.
but oh man, like fucking gorgeous glass water fountains, everything. Like these people, they have a gorgeous, gorgeous building. Um, so yeah, man, there's a lot of cool shit happening right now. Um, I'm still out here waiting on consumption lounges. That's what I need to see happen. We need to figure that shit out. If I can have a bar that people can go drink at, why can't we get a bar that we can go smoke at? We roll up with a Dynavat, scoop up a half gram of some flour for the couple of hours I want to hang out and just rip my Dynavat, hang out with
Yeah, like
some of my
I feel
peeps.
like I could do that here. I don't know if I can, but I feel like I could. There used to be places, even dude, when I was like in my early 20s, like right, I don't even think that it was like legal in any respect. Like it might have been decriminalized. But there was like places in Toronto that you could go to. And you could like grab weed and get high there.
So I know one of the big stumbling blocks we have is
Oh,
that
dude, there's a couple more states that look like they might be legalizing.
oh shit,
Alabama. In Alabama, the Medical Cannabis Commission accepted applications for businesses looking to sell medical cannabis from September 1st to October 17th, 2022. The medical cannabis market in Alabama is expected to launch in spring 2023. Mississippi is currently on track to begin medical cannabis sales in January. Kentucky also, the legalization of medical cannabis possession will go into effect in January. So that's what, 3 more states right there that are going medical.
wow, wow. Those are states you wouldn't necessarily have expected either.
You could see the possibility for Minnesota. Delaware is possible going recreational, legal for adult use. Potential for Kansas to go medical.
Delaware would be foolish not
North
to.
Carolina is pushing to decriminalize. Interesting.
Well, I remember that Will was even talking about like they're gonna be able to like grow their own hopefully by like 2025 or 2024 or something like that. So like I think that even just some of the ones that have like went like state legal recreation, like you still need time for it to like round out and like really start to like fill out and become what it actually is going to be. Because like I'm not even entirely sure if like it's recreational legal in Ohio, but I think that like by 2025, like it's supposed to be. Like it hasn't passed yet, but like it'll be coming up, and like I'm sure that they probably have a pretty good reading, and they'll like at that point the government will probably be pushing for it because they'll be like hearing from neighboring states about how much fucking money they're making from like selling legalized weed and shit. Because like I think a lot of people in Ohio go to like Michigan, because it's like legal in Michigan, and like they touch each other, so like
Mhm.
people just like rip there,
Hey, they what?
they touch each other. But it's like Nick's shop, right? Like where
It's
Nick works,
consensual.
like at
Oh,
that
okay.
vape shop, they like lives right, or he like it's like 2 miles away from like the Massachusetts border, but it's in Connecticut, and
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
they just were doing crazy business because like all these people were coming to get like flavored e-liquid and stuff like that
Even
from
now,
there.
like people will jet to New Hampshire all the time to get flavored e-liquid and menthol cigarettes. It's still happening, and like that's the thing with the weed situation too, right? Like now that New York has gone legal, a lot of those people no longer have to come to Massachusetts for it. Now that Rhode Island's gone rec, no longer have to come to Massachusetts for it. I believe Connecticut went rec. So, like,
So you just have people come from the south.
like all these different, surrounding states had people that were willing to travel to other states just to, get a legal purchase in. And now that their states are coming online, they don't have to do that anymore, which at that stage really begs the whole quandary of the federal issue, because
Laundry.
like you've got people who are actively flaunting federal law. Like, fuck you, I'm going over the state line, I'm buying weed and I'm taking it home to my illegal state. Fuck you. So at this point, like, we need to start to change these things, because that's ridiculous that is still a crime. It's technically a crime for them to take it from Massachusetts to New York, and they're two legal states, or Massachusetts to Rhode Island, and they're two legal states.
Or yeah,
Oh,
or
because
from
you
like
didn't pay
Vegas
taxes on
to
it in that state? Is
California.
that why?
Um, because for one, crossing over the state line, you're crossing over a federal border, which at that point you are now engaged in the interstate trafficking of a controlled substance by federal law.
Oh, because it's federal. Oh, gotcha.
So
So if
even
it
though
was
you're
federally legal, then you could do whatever the fuck you wanted. Then you're fine.
even federally decriminalized, so that it's no longer a crime to do that. If you're going between two legal states, it should just be fine, right? Like there are airports, for example, who have said that they don't care if you travel with cannabis. And they just ask that, you be mindful that your destination state is also okay with it. Because just because, let's say your airport in California is okay with it and lets you on with your weed, doesn't mean that they're going to let you off in, say, Boston when you get here. They may actually charge you with a federal crime because now you've committed the interstate trafficking of a controlled substance. So it's up to the discretion of both sides if they want to enforce or not. So like we just need to like do away with that shit altogether. That shouldn't even be an issue. Like if we want to go to places that are already legal, it should just be allowed. If you want to come to Massachusetts, you should be allowed to with weed in your hand. It should be fine. It should be totally allowed. You're coming from legal Canada or legal California to legal Massachusetts, it shouldn't matter.
No, it's true. I gotta agree. Because like I could cross in Michigan, I can cross into New York, both places that are easy for me to cross. They're in illegal states. Maybe it's like, oh, I'm going to this state, and that would be a difference. I don't know.
But now you have to cross over the international border. and now you'll commit a
Yeah, yeah.
federal crime.
That's why you don't fuck around.
Right? Like,
Yeah, then you don't fuck around.
and that's
Then
the
you're
thing. Like,
"Ah."
yeah, when they could be like, no, you're not allowed to do this ever again. Goodbye.
Yeah, it's like I like my freedom of like. It's not like I would die if I could never go to America again, but like it's
It would
pretty
definitely suck.
convenient that I get to. Like,
Yeah,
I
like, it
mean,
would definitely suck.
I get to definitely help my life in the respect of like getting to go see people and see things that like I want to see and people I want to meet and people I want to talk to and hang out with.
Yeah, yeah. We need to change those laws.
I have a feeling that maybe at some point it'll happen.
Holy shit, that was a fat dab.
I would say I feel cautiously optimistic. Like, I'm realistic. I see that there are definitely a lot of people in the American political sector who are just never going to let weed be legal on a federal level. Like, it is just so against their morals and values. They will never listen to the science. They will never look at it. They just weed's the devil, and that's that. So that becomes the new challenge. Those people have to be either replaced or their power needs to be diminished.
Yeah, I'm
So,
sure.
like
Although
right
I think a
now,
lot of people are just gonna have to die. I think that's like really what it is.
well, so like that's the thing. Like right now,
Damn.
in the United States, the political power is pretty split even between Democrats and Republicans, and there's so many of those conservative people who just are still anti-weed that you can't get something like weed to pass. But now, if you get that balance of power down, so that those who are against it may still be there, however, their power is certainly far more limited. They don't have the votes anymore, then they can vote against it all they want. The yays will still win. So that's all like Mitch McConnell, fucking turtle face himself. He's like my favorite. Like, look, that dude has said point blank that any cannabis bills that come up against him are gonna just die on the spot immediately. Like he won't even look at them. So he's somebody we have to wait to die, because he's never leaving. No one, they're never voting him out. Like, Kentucky loves him. Like, I need Mitch McConnell to just do a tortoise in the hair reading for me and voice the tortoise, because it'll be perfect. He's just got that slow Southern Kentucky drawl. And if he talked about being a tortoise, slow and steady wins the race. Dude, he could have a bright future in children's caricature reading. Make the world happy, Mitch. Read the kids a story. I hope it's better than George Bush reading the kids a story. We all know how that ended.
Well, I assume he could actually read, so. But I actually don't know what you're referencing.
Dude, one of my favorite things about George W., bro, was the fact that it was his confidence in his made up words when he'd say them,
Oh my God.
I can't remember any
I
right
was gonna say, I
now,
can't
but,
think of
like,
any immediately off the top
but
of
you
my
know
head.
exactly what I'm talking
But
about.
I do. Like, he just says something like completely ridiculous and then commit to it in the speech.
He just put like ishness on the end of words.
Oh yeah, like truthiness. He my favorite is still the photo of George Bush with the phone upside down. So he's got the microphone to his ear. Like, that's beautiful. Beautiful. I think of the great Robin Williams talking about old George W. And he's like, "Oh, it's real great here to be at the Toyota conference." That's Kyoto. Oh yeah, it's a really good car. Like, like, oh man. Like, but no, my quip about the book was the fact that he was reading children a book when he was notified of 9/11 happening.
Oh, really?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
He was in the middle of this like reading of a children's book, and then like somebody from the Secret Service stepped in and whispered into his ear, and he had to make a decision, and he just decided that like the best thing he could do is not scare the children. And so he finished reading the storybook to the children and then immediately left to start to deal with 9/11 happening.
Whew.
Yeah. So I'm saying, like, hopefully Mitchie reading the children some storybooks has a better ending than that. Because that's a tough one. And we all know what happens when Christopher Walken reads children a storybook. Children, stop scooching. Please. If I have to tell you again about the scooching, I'm not going to be happy. Have you ever seen him read The Three Little Pigs? Oh my god, dude, it's
No.
amazing. Like this is
Dude,
a real
that
thing.
must take forever though.
This is a real thing. It is amazing. Little pig, let me come in. And of course, complete with his editorializing. You see, the pig, he's not very smart. like, like, it's so good. I love the fact that Christopher Walken plays up to his weirdness. Because that is just pure gold. Anybody who doesn't know it, go look it up. You can find it on YouTube. It is amazing. Walken reading The Three Little Pigs. It'll terrify you.
I can only imagine, dude.
It'd be right up there with I want Arnold Schwarzenegger to read some fairy tales.
Oh my god.
Like honestly, I want.
Dude, you say that and then instantly think of Jingle All the Way.
I was gonna say
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen.
Because of Jiggle All the Way, I want him to read me "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." I want to hear "'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse." Oh my god, I think that'd be amazing. Who said you could eat my cookies? It's trouble time. Thank God for Arnold. All we need now is another movie with Arnold and Sylvester Stallone. At this age, it'll just be a bunch of incoherent mumbling.
Dude, they're in a movie that was like maybe 10 years old, wasn't they? Weren't they?
Well, they did The Expendables.
The Expendables.
No, like I think it was since then. Maybe it was before then. It was like when Stallone basically like he would get put in prisons and he was like trying to break out. And then there's like one prison that he was like with Arnold in.
Yeah. I've seen that.
Maybe that's not after The Expendables. I don't know. It
was around the same time.
Sounds like it.
It was either slightly before or slightly after. One of the two.
Either way, those boys are getting older. It's gonna make for a beautiful movie. Beautiful.
Dude, have you guys seen the movie, just like on the note of Arnold, have you guys seen the movie with Johnny Knoxville and Arnold?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That's a thing?
Oh yeah, that's a movie. Yeah. It's like
come here, Google.
Maybe like 5 to 7 years ago, be my guess, something like that. But like Arnold's basically like a sheriff of a town and his deputy is Johnny Knoxville.
I haven't seen that one, but I remember one where The Rock comes back from somewhere and Johnny Knoxville is like his fucking partner. That was the rundown.
This is called The Last Stand.
Yeah, there you go.
And it says, once a narcotics officer in the LAPD, Ray Owens, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, has settled into a peaceful life as sheriff of Somerton Junction, a quiet border town. but the peace is shattered when Gabriel Cortez, a vicious crime lord, escapes from FBI custody and speeds towards Ray's town with a band of mercenaries. Federal agents prepare to capture Cortez, and Ray is at first reluctant to get involved, but he soon finds he must rally his team and take matters into his own hands. Directed by Kim Ji-woon, it was initially released January 12th of 2013.
Oh wow.
We've got Arnold, Forrest Whitaker, Johnny Knoxville, Luis Guzman. Wow. Got some pretty decent names in this flick. It's got a 6.3 on IMDb. We all know how that works. IMDb is full of critics, so you take anything you see there with a grain of salt.
Interesting. Never even knew
does-
that was a thing.
It does say that the film won awards.
Yeah, dude. Well, okay. Whoa, that's surprising. I'm not gonna lie. As long as if you're talking about Raspberry Awards, I would have been like, oh, really? But no, like, it's not like that kind of movie. It's like, it's plenty good enough, in my opinion. It's plenty good enough to watch. To have like any level of expectation.
So
Gonna say like it's a little bit tougher, boys, but like
So, are you ready?
it's pretty decent. Like
Are
I
you
mean, it's
ready
a
for
pretty decent
this?
movie.
I'm amazed that this is an award. First of all,
I can't wait to
are
hear
you
this.
ready for the award it won? It won the Golden Trailer at the Golden Trailer Awards in 2013 for Best Film Festival Poster.
Sick.
I had no idea that was even an award you could win.
Cool story, bro.
Like, we have an award for this movie. Yeah,
That's a
for your
bummer.
fucking poster, bro. That's amazing. I mean, what do you expect?
Dude, honestly, the fact that there's award shows in general kind of cracked me up.
I mean, award shows are interesting, right? I understand in certain circumstances, and I don't in others. Like,
I get it from the business perspective,
well, like
but
SAG,
like
for
that's
example,
the only sign. That's
like,
the only reason.
the Screen Actors Guild Awards. That's your peers nominating you for an award. That's cool. You know what I mean? Like, that's your actual like fellow actors in your union saying that you're an outstanding actor in your field. All right, that's cool. But then like there are other awards that are literally just some random panel of judges, like the Grammys. Well, who the fuck cares about those 5 people's opinion?
Some people for sure.
You know, like, that's just
Ultimately, I
those
don't
5
think that any
people's
of us do.
opinions of, you
Just
know?
let the whatever it is that you're doing speak for itself, and you know what I mean?
Here's the thing about the Grammy panel, right? Jethro Tull won Best Heavy Metal Album. Jethro Tull beat fucking Metallica for Best Heavy Metal Album. In fact, that's all you need to know about the Grammy panel.
Yeah, I don't even watch that shit anymore.
I remember when the Moon Man used to mean something to people.
Right?
Best music
Well, dude,
video.
that's when people were doing fucking videos. They don't really.
Yeah.
I guess people still do videos, but not as much anymore.
Well, it meant something before.
Yeah.
Like, like you made a music video to put it on MTV. Now, like, you make a music video to put it on YouTube. It's not the same. Like, you had to be somebody to get your music video on MTV or VH1 or
Yeah.
Fuse.
Dude, even to get played on the fucking radio. Like, never even mind fucking like that
like
next step.
real radio. You're absolutely right. Like, if you were lucky, there was like a radio station that did like the home baked show on like the dead hours. 2 a.m. they were playing local bands, Or if you were lucky, you lived near a college area and you get some college radio. Late at night, I used to be able to pick up a couple of Boston college radio stations, and it was kind of cool because I think it was WERS is the station's call signal. Uh, they had a dope hip hop show, and like I'd be able to pick it up at like somewhere around 8, 9 o'clock at night, like once the sky was clear or whatever. I'd be able to pick it up all the way out in the suburbs, and you'd hear like real hip hop. Like they'd be playing like Jadakiss and fucking Pac and like some of the like new up and coming people in Boston and shit like that. And it was like, yo, radio like this still exists? Fire.
Right.
It's actually how I first learned about one of my biggest inspirations in rap, Slain, Boston MC. Yeah, I might have heard of him in that movie The Town. Um, but yeah, dude, like I heard a track with him on from one of his mixtapes on a WERS show. And I was like, yo, this is a Boston cat that's fucking dope. This is the kind of style that like really moves me, that I really want to kind of emulate. And the rest was history. I started getting deep into Slane's catalog and following dude, rocked a couple shows with him and shit. I learned a lot. I mean, I'll still never forget the time that like I was the only person in a crowd who knew like all the lyrics to Slane's entire set. And there was like 15 people because Slane was headlining a show full of fucking like really mixed people for the industry. It was the Boston Music Awards. And so like by the time he went on, most of the people weren't into like gritty hip hop and shit. So they were like, yeah, we're gonna head out now. And I just stayed there and rocked the whole set, knowing every line. Oh, those are good times.
It's because you were down with the vibe, bro.
Yeah, man. It was a good time. It was a good time. I think it helped that like we had just been talking with him earlier in the night. Because like we had performed earlier in that same event. And we were shooting the shit. So it was a good one, man. It was a good one. The good old days. But speaking of the good old days, I think it's time to bring it all back to the beginning because it's time for us to start winding it down. So, friends, let us know if you could time travel, where and when would you go? I want to know. You guys heard enough about us and where we would go, what shows we would see, what things we would experience if we could time travel. Let us know. Shoot us an email. Head on over to the website. You can find the email address. Shoot us an email. Let us know. We want to know. We'll talk about it. So, yeah, with all of that, I'm gonna go ahead and send it around the room. Uncle Chris, tell them what it is.
Well, first of all, I just I'm excited about this year, and like I just have been enjoying this show the whole time. So I want to just thank everybody that's been along for the ride. No longer, no matter how long or short it's been. Hopefully, you guys just like keep on coming along with us. So if you guys want, you guys can check us out at shedtimepodcast.com. Of course, you can listen to us on any podcasting platform, but you can go there and check out whatever information we got. And you can also listen to the podcast over there. You can check out our Patreon. Every little bit helps, and it'll only just bring more value to the show. We're not in this right now at all to make any money. We're just trying to make things better for you guys, and little things like that actually do make a difference. If you guys want, you can check me out on Tuesday nights on KBTV's YouTube channel for a little e-liquid mixing show. It's at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Once again, that's KBTV's YouTube. And then if you want to check out James, Sean, and I on Friday nights on Frames Tank of Vapors YouTube channel, you can check us out for the green room. Just always just kicking it, chilling, enjoying the people in the chat. Much like we would love to hear comments from you guys. If you guys ever want, just send us emails. That'd be dope. And also, any kind of review or share. If you like, tag us on any of the socials. I'm pretty sure that we'll probably give you a little bit of love on that and be greatly appreciative. So with that, I'll say everybody have a good week and live your best life. Frames.
Yeah, I think Chris pretty much covered all the good stuff. So I'm just gonna say shout outs to all the Shedheads for all you guys' continuous support. We really do appreciate it. The show wouldn't be what it is without your guys' support. And of course, shout outs to the boys as always for coming together and just having these great conversations and these good times. Of course, stay tuned for future episodes. Check out the Patreon, all that good stuff. Other than whew, I had a little back spasm there. Sorry. Other than that, I'm gonna send it out as I always do, sending out all those positive vibes, crisp high fives, and as always, a little dab or bag will do you. Sean.
Oh yeah. Well, my friends, yeah, check out that Patreon if you guys want to support what we're doing over here. You can find it at shedtimepodcast.com, along with all those great links. And you know what? I'm gonna bring it to a close like I always do. Remember, don't let the bastards get you down. Be cool, don't be a dick, and whatever it is that you're doing, be sure that you're having fun, because this is the Shedtime Podcast, and we're about to roll on up and roll on out.
Dynavap, Dynavap, Dynavap. Looking to cut the cord on your dry herb vape? Dynavap. Trying to get the best taste from your herb? Dynavap. Ready to take your sesh to the next level? Then meet Dynavap, the best way to vape your flower or concentrate. Concentrates? That's right, your flower or hash can be vaped using Dynavap. Check out Dynavap.com to learn more. That's Dynavap.com. Lose the ash? Dynavap.
What's going on, Shedheads? It's your boy Frames Janklin. Are you looking to step up your match game or have a raw copper, brass, or stainless mod or RDA that you're absolutely tired of polishing? Then you need to go and hit up my man Ashton of Palmer's Powders. He does some absolutely amazing powder coating work. He offers many different colors and finishes at an absolutely killer price. This man is taking powder coating to a whole new level, and he can make your setup an absolute masterpiece. You can go follow him over on Instagram at Palmer's Powders, and you can go check out pricing on his website, palmerspowders.com. That's palmerspowders.com. And as always, let's just vape on, Shedheads.
I want you to think of your favorite rebuildable right now. Yeah, okay, so you have a layer cake in your hand, and now you're about... Oh, sorry, yeah, that's not everyone's favorite. That's just mine. So think of your favorite rebuildable atomizer. Think about how good of a vape it produces for you. Now, take that and amplify it. And the way that you amplify that is you put in some Breezestone coils. Breezestone coils are handcrafted in Adelaide, Australia. They're made from some of the finest quality wire that you can get. I believe it's Wire Buddha. You take those coils, you take them out of that phenomenal packaging that clearly shows how much care that Adam puts on the quality of his coils and the insurance that you get them in good shape. You put them in that favorite RDA, and guess what? You have coils that now sing better than Celine Dion. Go check out Breezestone coils. You can find them on localvape.com and also steelvalleyvapors.com. Sup, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One for the money, two for the show, three to get ready. I need a fucking donut. I'm hungry.
A donut?
Donuts
Bro,
sound good, bro.
honestly, I'm not even fucking kidding. Like, my mouth is still feeling that salt.